They signed Brazilian World Cup sensation Ronaldinho from PSG for €30 million, a player who epitomized the creativity and expression of Barcelona's great teams under Johan Cruyff during the 90s, and to utilize Ronaldinho and realign the struggling club with their identity of playing possession football and developing world-class talents from their La Masia academy, Barcelona appointed a new, legendary Dutch coach for the 03-04 campaign, Frank Rijkaard. The former Ajax man would take inspiration from Cruyff's teams of the 90s and built one in his image that would eventually become a serious force in Europe while playing total football. But without Champions League football, continental glory would have to wait for at least a year. And so too would domestic dominance, because it was Valencia who were crowned champions in 2004. But at least Barcelona finished above Real Madrid. But now the Galacticos transfer strategy started to receive criticism as Figo, R9, Zidane, and Beckham appeared crammed into the same starting lineup. They crashed out of the Champions League quarterfinals and finished 4th in La Liga. But this wouldn't be the story of the season, because Arsenal became the first club to win the Premier League without losing a game, as Henry, Vieira, and Pires shined for the Gunners. With a devastating 5-1 victory over Inter Milan in the Champions League group stages, many considered the London team as Europe's strongest outfit, but they wouldn't lift the trophy. Instead, upcoming manager Jose Mourinho guided Porto to an unlikely Champions League final after expertly defeating Chelsea, Real Madrid, and Manchester United in the knockout stages. The achievements of the young Portuguese coach were impossible to ignore, and he was now considered the dream managerial appointment of all European clubs without a manager that summer. But first, he'd have to defeat Monaco in the Champions League final. Porto battered their French opposition 3-0 in the final, thanks to goals from Carlos Alberto, Deco, and Dimitri Alanichev to become the most unlikely Champions League winners of the 21st century.